suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I watched the Halloween Kills extended cut with the alternate ending, and I've picked out some of the scenes that I want to talk about. Now, there is certain scenes in this that are a little bit extended that we don't really need to talk about. For example, there's a scene with Tivoli. He's coming into the hospital and we see that in the movie, in the original cut. But in this one, it's a little bit more extended. Now, there's some scenes that do that, and there's not really any point in talking about those. There's 3 scenes in particular that I want to talk about for obvious reasons. Now I'm going to start with the most boring one out of them all, and that is a scene where Karen goes into the morgue and she's looking for her husband, and the guy in the morgue tells her she shouldn't be there. So it seems to be like a pointless scene. I'm glad they removed that from the original theatrical cut because there's no need for that to be there. Now, we all know that Ray would be unrecognisable anyway. He's still burning in that house, so I don't know if Karen knew that. I know that Laurie found him in the closet, but I don't know if she had time to tell Karen about it. But I don't know if Karen knew that he was still in there, and if she knew he was still in there, then she would know not to look into the morgue because he wouldn't be there. So I think it was a pointless scene, and I'm kind of glad that they removed that from the theatrical cut because it just makes no sense. The next scene I want to talk about is a scene that I wished was in the theatrical cut. We saw a snippet of it in behind the scenes shots, and that is an extended scene where Lonnie is trying to get away from Michael Myers. Now, we did, if you remember, we saw a scene where Michael was looking out the bush, and that just didn't make it into the cut of the movie, and we were wondering why it didn't make it into the cut, and I thought they must have removed it for a reason, and I think there is a reason that they removed it, and I'll explain that as best as I can. It was a fantastic shot. I kind of wish that they did keep it in. We see Michael standing outside the bush just like it was in 1978, and Lonnie's looking at him, and Michael just slowly moves into the hedge, and that's it, and Lonnie's like, where's this guy going? And as he goes round and looks for Michael, he's just disappeared, and all that's there is the wall of the house. It's a very eerie shot, a shot that I would love to have seen in the cinema, but I think that David Gordon Green decided let's remove that, because if they kept it into the movie, then it would suggest that Michael Myers is supernatural. Yes, you can do things like that and you can explain it away, but in this instance, there's nowhere for Michael to go or hide. So if they did keep it in and you looked at it, you'd be like, well, Michael must have just walked through a wall. There's no other explanation other than he's possibly went there and then ran behind the house like a child. There's no way that he would need to do that. So that's possibly the only reason that they removed it from the theatrical cut. However, I do think it's the best scene that's in the extended cut of the movie. Now let's talk about the alternate ending. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed in the alternate ending because it doesn't really add much for me personally. Now there is extra bits that you see throughout the fight scene with Michael where you see extra people getting killed, and they're killed in the same manner as they were in the theatrical cut, just like a music video that I didn't really like, slow motion, Laurie talking over, etc. There's one part that I quite liked, and that's when the baseball bat was halved in 2 and it's all jaggy, and then Michael puts in a final blow into who we assume would be Tommy. But the fact that they removed that from the theatrical cut makes me ask the question, is Tommy still alive? Because with that stabbing to Tommy, let's assume it's Tommy, let's assume that he's stabbed Tommy with that broken baseball bat, then we can assume that Tommy's dead, and if they kept that in the theatrical cut, then that would really confirm it. But the fact that all we saw was a smash and blood, we still don't know if it's Tommy. Even with the stabbing of the baseball bat, we still don't know if it's Tommy. But with less information and less that we see in the theatrical cut, it makes us ask the question, is Tommy possibly still alive in Halloween Ends? Who knows? Now it's a similar situation with the alternate ending, because we see Karen getting killed in the end of this alternate cut, just as we assume that she's dead in the theatrical cut, only this time Laurie is phoning her from the hospital and Michael Myers answers. Now we don't see Michael Myers holding the phone, we just hear Michael Myers breathing a little tribute to the original Halloween, and Laurie says that she's coming for Michael, and she's walking out in slow motion, just like we saw in the trailer, walking out in slow motion, going to get Michael, and you see a weird zoom into the knife that she's holding. I think that was quite bizarre. Now, why did they change it? Well, I don't know. I thought they would have changed it because I thought that the alternate ending would have needed something straight after it to explain and not have that 4-year gap, but you can still easily have a 4-year gap with the alternate ending that we got. I think that's why I'm a little bit disappointed, because the alternate ending would have easily fit into the theatrical ending. However, what I do believe is in the alternate ending is almost 100% confirmed that Karen is dead. Now, I'm not saying that she's coming back. I still believe that Karen is dead, but with the theatrical ending, it makes people ask the question, is she still alive? Whereas in the alternate ending, it's almost confirmed that she did die, because she's obviously lifeless, and Laurie's on the phone to Michael, who's breathing down the phone, and Karen is still lifeless as it's all happening. So I think it kind of confirms more in the alternate ending that Karen is in fact dead, whereas in the theatrical cut, as much as I think she's dead, there is still a way they can bring her back. I don't think they will, and I don't think they should, but there's still a potential to bring her back, as well as bring Tommy back, but who knows. So do I think that the alternate ending and or the extended scenes added more to Halloween Kills? Not necessarily, to be honest. I think that the best scene, like I said, was the extended scene with Lonnie. I think if you're going to buy it for any reason, that's probably the best scene in the movie that's been added in, and it's only an extra 30 seconds or so. So is it worth it? Maybe not, but for a Halloween fan, it didn't really bother me. I wanted to watch it again anyway, and this is probably the best way to do it, with extended scenes. And like I said before, there is other little scenes that are a little bit more extended that don't really matter. You don't really need to talk about that in a video. If there's anything I've missed, obviously let me know down below. But as far as I'm aware, I think that's all the major things that was covered in the alternate / extended edition. So what do you think of this cut, guys? As always, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the extended cut. Let me know if you like the alternate ending more than the theatrical ending, and also let me know which scene you liked the best that was added into this extended cut. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.